of the evidence, Now, it's about admissibility. If it is relevant, there will be jatum. Then the court will determine what to do. So, or cite cases, and now, okay. And so now, so Ghanaian missions abroad, they don't even know the process.
They don't know.
No, how many cases now?
Able to me, actually, certificate was like authentic.
Now, let me tell you this. Okay, let me start. You see, when it comes to the law, there is no assumption there. Judge Bianim, all the laws. Even the Supreme Court, they sometimes get it wrong.
Okay.
Internet reviewer, they can sometimes change their mind. Okay, no, first you can do it, but see, say yes or no, you mistake or you B. They can sometimes change their mind.
Okay.
Because when you be in law, so you research. That makes you a good lawyer. Okay. You research and you read. So, you share how complex the process was. No? There is this convention, we call it the Hague Apostille Convention. Now, Hague Apostille Convention, it was a convention that came into being, that was somewhere 1961 or so. At that convention seeks to do, and it seems about 127 countries are signatories to it. At that convention seeks to do is abolish the complexities which accompanies the authentication of documents. Because they realize that if one foreign document is moving to another foreign document, the authenticity of it to ascertain, sometimes it takes time because I feel they be an office say or they check or they do a bit maybe a question.
Abra ye mami Akosua Serwaa behu na what they ni problem but when the wonke dineni pacho munim say ebano certificate it takes a lot of time. Interpreter man can't say adi we all koyen e be take time.
So you have options to you. When it comes to proof in law, when you are proving something in law, not necessarily about the documentations, but if there are other corroborating credible evidence, link in some now, you can make your case out. For instance, I'm a colleague. We were school 2013. So the fact that to me finish and me certificate Akosua, does it mean them I'm colleague? However, if I'm able to lead credible evidence to show in some BC to show there indeed require, you get it. So you can call in credible witnesses who will testify. There were options.
Okay.
Though we knew it was difficult, but you have to get it definitely, and based on the fact that the time was also of the we had a short period. And so we considered all those conventions, but what we realized was that Ghana was not a signatory to that convention. And since if Ghana was a signatory to that Apostille Convention, American and Nanka, what it means is Germany is a signatory to that convention. So what it means is we'll carry all the documents to German government.
Okay.
Germany. They will just authenticate with one single document.
Into what and
everybody, we are not signatories to it.
Okay.
Ghana, you're signatories to it. So we couldn't take that option, but that option would have been faster.
Okay.
You get it? We couldn't take that option. So the only option left for us, there, we have to go through the systematic authentication, and that is section 161 and section 161 subsection 1 and section 161 subsection 2 of the evidence decree. You have to go through. Or if you are not able to make that, you rely on section 1613 of the evidence decree 1975. You rely on it. I don't know more a bit more leeway kakra. That for some exceptional circumstances, if you are not able to authenticate it, the court should give the parties reasonable time for them to ascertain as to the veracity of documents. Okay, and if so, or you're authentic and ability. So whether they will make their contact with embassy, who knows how they should get their information so that the court will give them. And the court itself, because there is a foreign document, the court itself is not exempted from also making its own investigation. In fact, actually, evidence decree now, that is, it seems section 114 or so. The courts itself, if confronted with any difficult issue, they can call in expert witness to come and testify. So the court can do that on its own motion. On its own. And it happens a lot.
Okay.
So the court can decide that no, because of this, let's call in this expert witness to come and assist the court.
Okay.
Then the cost will be borne by the parties. Or any of the parties can decide, okay, then for expert witness number. But one thing you should notice, expert witness, so better testify or quarter, the court is not bound by expert witness as some of the can. It is even if say, okay, yeah, confront lawyer you or Germany bed there, oh, I'm a mecha, you work and then Mami Akosua Serwaa any document and one some do authentic if we are taking that option because if there's certification that does not mean it's conclusive. Okay. The court in Bejatum, the court per its own reasoning can decide the on but when it happens like that, the court must assign reason. Adukunso of expert witness expert witness Obama near one jantum. You get it? So the court is not bound by it. When you look at section 114, the court has that opportunity. So now still on the authentication. Because we're time bound in it, these things I'm telling you, I speak them as in I have personal knowledge of it. Okay. Because I worked closely with Senior William Kusi in Tanochem. So what we did was immediately after working then injunction application, then we made contact with contact over Germany that they should quickly do this for us. They should go to the embassy and make checks.
Through email or
those are our contacts.
Okay.
Internally, contact on the informal sidelines. So they contacted the embassy. They contacted the Ghanaian embassy in Germany, and information I knew was that they are not too how do you call it they are not too familiar with that process. That was the information I mean. So and make there or a year say on Yamina me Fred directly into make a year say, but that was the information we had from our contacts that they were not too familiar. That is Ghanaian based no Germany, they were not too familiar with the process. So Senior William Kusi insisted then no, they should try harder. So what we did was we had to send mail. We had to send mail. So Senior William Kusi instructed me. I drafted the letter. I have it here.
But I didn't have a letter.
Inti letter ni day. After each year, president as in Ghana president or original president na name of Germany each year na catch and there. Oh, sisi ayewo case bi easy ma so and so. Now because of that, we been here they authenticate some letters be. In the best ones, we will be authenticate letters, given the exigency of the situation to 1 boy. And they attach those documents they authenticate or certify with the man. And in fact, we went to that extent of even quoting the session because we had information earlier from young reps or Germany there. They've made the contact and it seems they are not getting better information. See, we wanted to get it right, so we had to quote the law for them so that they know. Don't be on your day, yeah, but when they won't remember certification bank, but because they embrace share,
okay,
though there is the certification. So we quoted in the letter, section 1611, section 1612, section 16. I can show it to you. The letter I have a copy of it here. I can show it to you.
But a letter need that screen, though.
You have it.
Yeah, we have it.
Okay.
My producer, can we see?
So,
yes.
Okay. So Senior William Kusi instructed me. I drafted it.
You
yes.
wrote this. Okay.
So we made the request.
Okay.
Oshay, or no correction, so be woman, yeah, finally in Sunday. If I remember correctly, it seems we sent it on the 6th and 7th or something like that of November.
Of November, yeah.
Yes, no, Sunday. So at that time we did the injunction application somewhere. No, you're drafting the 3rd. You're drafting somewhere 3rd of November. Okay. Now it seems that within the 4th or the 5th will be yes Sunday.
Okay.
And under a year injunction application that was on the 28th of October.
Okay.
And immediately yes Sunday, we didn't get any response. Any response? We didn't get any response. So Senior William Kusi gave me any reps or Germany. They managed to get the contact of German embassy.
Okay.
A Ghana embassy or Germany. They give us the contact. So Senior William Kusi gave me. This case I've been his right hand man. I'm supporting. Battle for them. I'm them prepare. Me a BBA or them man. So that he will lead the charge. Okay. Then I will follow. The learning process. So he gave me the number, Henry Frewan. So I called. In fact, the information I had was, anytime a phone they are available, you can get them. So on the 6th of November, I personally, from my own phone, I called twice. That was around 5 was a 6 one. Then I was like, maybe what happened. So we're out of normal working time. So the following day, that was on the 7th of November, personally, I called again. It seems I called the first time was around 11 one. I called. Nobody picked. In 2 hours time, that was around 1 area, bro, on the 7th of November. No, let me free you. Into me free you. Then fortunately for me, one lady picked. We were freezing. So when the lady picked, we introduced them. Let me be Sunday. Can she confirm receipt of our email we've sent to them? I said yes, they've received it. That was about 3 days later. So look at it. Yes, or confirm that they've received it.
Okay.
Now we will hear from them.
Okay.
You get it. And this was a time we were nearing a work and then CMC. You better start a trial because the trial started starting 17th. So the time was so crying. So what it means is you have to hatch different plans.
My lady Yahweh.
We told the court.
Okay.
Every time we were objecting, and we told the court.
They should give you time.
We told
so amount of time.
Time meaning you have such a timeline, but we told the court. We wanted the court to be in the know.
Okay.
That this is what we are facing.
Okay.
You get it.
Okay.
And in fact, in our addresses, on the A case, you write addresses or submissions.
Okay.
In our submissions, we wrote under the supervision of Senior William Kusi. He told me, Henry, fair one fishing number, let it come in so that it will be on record that this is what we attempted.
Okay.
In the FAN submissions, I try pages 16, 17, and 18, particularly page 18. We spoke about it at length.
Okay.
Now, even yes, I also cry. We went even further to even give recommendation. I think our submission is Senior William Kusi or the copy ma Ula. So if you Ula why then I could my confirm. Yeah, the copy crowd or the send in there. He can read it so that you would see.
Okay.
So we indicated it in it. And see, when the lady said she has confirmed there, okay, once I can mail, no, we will hear from them, no. We sent the mail somewhere around the 6th or the 7th. It was on the 10th of November when they responded officially. They forwarded the documents to the appropriate office for further action to be taken.
Okay.
Now, case no.
But I didn't make.
And see, what Senior William Kusi decided to do was, okay, and one thing about proving law, when you are proving foreign law, it is not only based on expert witness. As I said, expert witness, you can come and testify. The court is not bound by it. Or pure befa, or pure unfa. But there are other means of proving your case.
Okay.
You get it? And in the judgment, from my lady Kraken, from there, if the Nanka videos were man, and I heard people saying there, and now video, those videos, Nana Mama Akosua Serwaa, Lumbo was signed or case. It came after the case, after judgment had been rendered. Okay. And see, then we had to hatch another plan. In Supina, a German embassy for somebody there, Nombre speak to, working in those documents. Now, this is the situation. Yes, about the authenticity of those documents we have. And this was even against the backdrop that they had even given us confirmation letter from German embassy. Will confirm the documents we have is authentic. Meaning say who that letter. About
the one what they pay.
Yeah, they didn't hear the count. In fact, that letter, that confirmation letter from German working an embassy now, what confirming the Mami Akosua on the document or authentic. Though it is coming from the German embassy in Ghana. So that making it's the German embassy, but it's German. You know it's in Ghana, it's Germany. So even the confirmation letter itself needs authentication. You see how applied.
Okay, more TV you do.
Okay. So the confirmation letter itself. Yes, though it was given by German embassy or Ghana day. But they are not in Ghana per se. You get it? They are in Germany.
It is like if Germany never idea.
I still cry. You need authentication. It's a foreign document.
It's a foreign document.
So for Germany no be you, so for Ghana embassy no fear be you. They are all foreign documents.
Okay.
So the confirmation letter itself, no other confirm the cry still needs authentication.
Wow.
So this letter was even part of the document we emailed to Ghana embassy or Germany. They should authenticate all these documents for us.
Okay.
In the account the subpoena somebody, anybody the German embassy can provide them to speak to those documents. But as I said, what do want if you are lucky they can come, if you are lucky they will not come. But they are not bound by your subpoena and all court processes and nothing. Okay. If they can come. So they didn't come.
But
now
this issue is very
oh yes. So ebi kade na senior William Kusina 1 year na one authenticate documents now. This is the effort we put in, and we made it go on record. Or by any submission, we wrote it there. Okay. There, this is what we faced. Okay. And in fact, we made even recommendations in our submissions we wrote to the court. Until now, we're left with one option. The option was to rely on Section 161, subsection 3 of the evidence decree. And then when it comes to the authentication of documents, within Section 161, next section. It's Section 161 subsection 1, Section 161 subsection 2. I wish that Nankubitim we Ebiana that session American Ebian they can pull it up. And see, Section 161 subsection 1 is about the fact that foreign document or foreign signature, official signature, to be deemed authentic if it has been certified.
Okay.
Then Section 161 subsection 2 talks to the fact that such certification or prescribe the procedure for such certification. And so the procedure, it talks about the fact that Nippon or one or by sign any signature or by similar new position or hold in then the was sign, then to certify, attach it to the document there is original, is authentic. Now the subsection is Section 161 subsection 3 and give us a leeway.
Okay.
Leeway there. It seems the lawmaker foresaw something. They realize that it is possible that somebody might encounter challenges in authenticating documents. Okay. Time factor. So the lawmaker gives a leeway that if for some reasons you are unable to authenticate, the court should give the parties reasonable time. Okay. No authenticate documents. Okay. If reasonable time is given to the courts, the court will presume that the certificate is authentic. Then the court will waive the certification. It's the miscertification and call the Ekoji embassy one. Because that opportunity has been given the parties that okay, they should do their individual investigation as to how authentic those documents are. And if they're able to do that, the court will waive the certification and call there or attach it and presume it to be authentic. So that was what we were leaning on. And even before Section 161 subsection 3 of the evidence decree, when you look at Section 136 subsection 2 of the evidence decree now, it talks about the fact that the most of authentication is not even limited to Section 161 alone. Into our argument even in court, when they raised the objections, our argument in court was like Section 161 Section 16 is Section 136 subsection 2 says that the most of authenticating documents is not even limited alone to Section 161 or they call Ghana embassy one or they certify or they is not limited to that. Into any argument and they make to the court in the court should look at Section 161 subsection 3. But for some reasons unbeknownst to us, the court did not side with us. And my the court and the judgment now, it was like if we had made that attempt, we should have brought you to the notice of maybe a court and something to file something to show. Sure. But you see, funny enough also, actually paragraph 117 or so. Is it paragraph 117 or so? Me check. Actually, either paragraph, is it 117 or something? Actually, the court says, the documents now, if the German embassy there now, or confirm the mammy as Akosua say one the documents in your correct, and that is man now with the true decision or to whom it may concern. That document, the court commented on it
Or your document or
the main document, yes. The court commented on it.
Okay.
And this was the comment the court made on it.
Okay.
Court nekere from the observation, where would they attend that?
Okay.
That document, you know. That document also needs authentication. Today, section 161, subsection 1 and 2, no. But, Bibo, now, or something today, it's a Herculean tax. Or say either there we authenticate it or we can bring in somebody from the embassy to come and testify to that document. No, so can there. Oh, there is a Herculean task for us to overcome.
So that means there wasn't time for you to.
Inti court nanga sa tiyo inti ada no e wonu krampo me on the day after the court nanga sa onoti problem no. There is either we have to authenticate it under section 161 subsection 1 and 2 no. Court now so call for example there is a Herculean task for us. Then yes still the court judged us that we couldn't authenticate it under section 161 subsection 1 and 2. You see how it is.
Matasi, me pacho. Me pese me bisa. So in all judgments in a buying, were you satisfied?
Oh, obviously no.
Because there was no time.
Apart from the certificate, when it comes to proof in law, it's not only by one means. To them, what can then? To them, my lady, no, kade. We had to call a court, we had to call expert witness saying no. It's not really about that. You see, when it comes to foreign law, you must prove it by evidence. Every case laws, even the Godka case in court and class citing, that is what it says. You must prove it by judicial evidence.
Okay.
So when it comes to evidence, what is evidence? Evidence, a writing, subject, anything when you present to the censor, you can prove your case.
So do you think say time frames ne anyone so count them?
It is.
And at time would be see papa date
it is very much so.
Time is appeal.
Time is yes. In fact, you appeal because I am any case in there aside the authentication adding the evidence will lead a trial.
Okay.
At least if the same facts are presented before a judge, a different judge might come to a different conclusion.
Wow.
Oh yes. You see, in America, there when it comes to
with
judgment,
a different evidence,
with the same evidence, with different conclusion. You see, when you read judgment is just a portion of whatever happened. In fact, say a record of proceedings is like this. And see, every good lawyer will be measured when it comes to reading judgment, because there might be some things the court itself will not even avert its mind to.
Okay.
On found, not joining found, on conquer, but even on appeal, even some but this one was there, so why this? Now the trial court came to the conclusion. So we had the instructions from our client that we should appeal. So we are appealing. Our belief is the evidence we led in court was solid. In fact, although Bruni did not testify, Ebusopeni testified. It was opinion testimony near hearsay. It was hearsay. And I have the record of proceedings. I can just you can just read it. The record about 186. You get it, about 186. And we're given just 1 day to write our submissions. In say, 24 hours, Nipanda. Then we're just reading and writing.
Okay.
You read and you see the inconsistencies, then you'll be writing your submissions. So it has not been an easy journey. Okay. Akosua Odobuni and testify. Now, even the evidence is about pieces of information to build your case. But this is even the situation. Odobuni not testify man no. Also a credible evidence or a credible witness was no. Or admit it. When the witness in there, they knew about the marriage of that Lumba in Germany. They knew. Yes. Or when witness statement.
But one of testify.
If some Akosua. They said they knew. Okay. It was in the witness statement under cross-examination. Okay. He admitted that they knew. But another some cross or they count a day. Lumba beja will be sending about an hour. No, so Anna Mamma Akosua 1 hour in a day. Why you? We. But the family knew, and Senior William, because when he was doing the cross-examination, he intimated that that place will come clearly, so they knew. It was Senior William Kusi Bisa one, and the cross-examination will be sir. a witness in there. The Dad Lumba, apart from that, did he present any divorce certificate or children now or now? Or with Germany, I could just say 1 hour, I can answer. We will not say that Lumba will provide the baby, but I need the money there. Now we're on wide and we'll go into a based on that, no proceed. No way, what J. Our no. That was on 10th April 2010. That was it.
10th April 2010.
So, in some extent, to Krano, they themselves they knew there was an existence. Yes.
V. Floor 1 question. Okay, one. I'm paying 40 and 1. And then a yellow.
Nipa back open a bekasa.
Kasa 1.
Okay. Lawyer, I said I'm making statements. No, I mean put you on record. Say me lawyer, me call law school. But yeah, you go feature no. It's here your analysis and our questions kakra you one and person bisa. Now, what problem kakra with be a wakan? One mentioned problems a hodwa munya ya mwintimi amfa authenticated certificates no anko. The kind no what's it time na ebre eni mwafa. Na ebre eni mwafa no anye bia mutimi tia court ne na so chen so say the case ne tie ne hia ebre kakra na yetimi e de akoye ni makwakope ye evidence no ana. 2 o say a complex seba ne say wo pese wo authenticate certificate ni free amanonia. In fact in same dia waka wa ha me sure say embassies ni be tia they will not be happy with you for you to say omuni knowledge of how some of these things work. No, I don't think they will be, because almost they know what they are about. And you be amu finding out who say a bread do sign a bedi and sana e bia wo satisfy process now on saka, because from judgment it who some of the assembly call 2nd October if I'm right. It's a free 2nd October kopim bra judgment e better form no. And you be a brebe na mususu yesen kamu call the right procedure na kamu sabe kasa authenticated document na mo to me e di atwe. Now enu enkoda nchen no
one nti mpacho mane answer.
Okay, ene pacho.
Okay, so when it comes to projection now, in fact you'll be in the office work there and intimation with timer on your family. In fact, at the time, if I remember correctly, some of our reps are just sending one or don't find out on family. The information we had was the ambassador is a bit indisposed. That was the information. And I don't have personal knowledge of it, but that was the information we had, that the ambassador was a bit indisposed, so the process might take a bit of a time. But we didn't project time at the 200 because we knew some of these administrative processes they will take time. But we made it known in the letter that this is the problem we are confronted with, and time is of the essence for us. It won't try as much as possible. Yeah, I'm just saying. If say be okoye bi de na koye busuan funum bi no na even immediate family no bi na busuan funum bi na even at that time na will seeker, maybe the outcome could have been different, but a year and ideally what I can remember no on can ebusuan no obo worry room do ye busuan de obo worry room but when it comes to funeral arrangements are different, but a year a body day or ye ebusuan de, so court name rule in our favor. And amidst objections that were raised about documentation, I don't know. Now, after injunction, we decline injunction. Now, or they move into court in the timelines obey. Into timelines or the bear no, or they work on them will be a application for directions. Since yeka application for directions are and whereby we stage the draw issues say per the court no determine no in some na or woman na per the court no CC no obi a list na the other ba into we opinion on for list when issues they want the court to determine at the end the buying issues no too. Okay, there Akosua open or there are side there if supporting determine down on cotton or and no betim ayekuna then Odobroni so lawyers also what they when issues what they buy. I think the only people I want for issues and a funeral home for no.
Okay.
I want one for issues and into not a lot. Into on the day of application for directions no. Court no or they stay out a work and then issues no. Into work be boom maybe CCA na na streamlining. Into at the end of the day we had about 11 issues. And of course
from
no
our no
anyen na ebuso penny no Odobroni yen issues into ayen 3 issues na ekebo no 11. Yes, for determination. Into 11 issues na court no there or determine. But one thing about when it comes to issues for determination na obitima bande even court no say if the court on the throne a judgment and in this case make a court na as in her ladyship the moment a judgment babane is not coming from her again is a representation of the court's opinion. In Tebeka there is an embodiment of the court's opinion. In the determination of a or trial judgment now, be a true in with this issue here into a baby bit striking out true or right in the judgment and with them a day. And after application for directions, then we quickly have to move into CMC. That was on the 12th of November or so. Into CMC no any whereby after application for direction or do be a control any matter. Inti there one thing there some saman one. Na me fe we so mfentwem Odobroni so counter claiming.
Okay.
After yes saman into what could be a counter claim why they anso issue. Inti issue na anso issue as I say. Inti any plaintiff no. In another way no anso plaintiff.
Okay.
At I say bia inti odo bia prove in the case. Ano no issue ni na ne there court na nche there. Mami Akosua Serwaa no nya yero.
Ono so did the
yes, I'm ni suit and the counter claim or the bende court in the Mami say one Mami Akosua Serwaa no nya yero. As at the time that is 26th of July 2025 Lumba we no nya yero. Then the second one had to do with it seemed there when declared that she was customarily married like Wamambra Kwan or Warren Wamambra Kwan do. Then it seems she had about 3 counterclaims already. Now one had to do with Nikuna no se bibidam. Into Ansu Siwi. Into you do CMC state that was on the 12th of November.
Okay.
Nina na timelines down. In fact, I have to say that I did not be in the exigency of the case now because of time was of the essence now. Now my lady Pado meeting now. Normally it takes time. Maybe the mobile take time kakra and san it me but remember the court has done well with regards to timelines that we meet into edu CMC after all case in some control work and statement of claim one some those are facts when the embremino say kosameno bia one some they are facts into edu CMC or they file a witness statement now witness statement one and evidence beam.
Okay.
As I say,
one evidence.
One evidence. Inti ebe yem find a misstatement of claim. Ebe na market there. MCA abona tell you she. Man na moto man. Maybe an MCA boss wa enter defense. Onyam na moto man. Or a fact na waka. I'm a missing moto man. Onyam no te. I'm also onyam na moto man. As I say, inti waka na the mark or a fact. Now you have to prove it. Into one or the
receipt.
Yes, into one of the chim there, the quinta or cheddar, I am a man. Now the crowd also make sure I'm a motorman. You get it. So that stage in a statement of claim now, who defense now, they are pleading, second pleadings are they are statement of fact. They are not substantiated with evidence. When you flesh or a fact, what's American keke? Interfere or they're substantiating. So you do work and employ a witness statement. Into witness statement one now evidence now the printer there. I want to man at the crown also record on ya to man I don't know. Obi add the evidence baba. So you add it to your witness statement. Now attach IDBA will be then you attach it. Now yenzi and Mami Akosua Serwaa one ankasa mbonku as in one testify personally. Into or the two ma will be there on Kasaman. That is Mami George no say bonsu. Okay. Seems like a very close friend, very close friend. In turn of the two medicine in same day. On Kasaman, on testify man, on Jinaman. Na a member me and Estina Fosu. That is a sister Akosua Brimpoma, the senior sister. Now so okay say obetesify man with regards to our asemia na yes subpoena one Suffolk Thanka and with regards to culture and some I don't know ne subpoena ndombra. In fact yes subpoena on record yes subpoena German embassy in Ghana and it's on record. In fact one proof of service na di na be. But you see the problem with those foreign consulates and they say though they are in Ghana they are not really in Ghana. What the one they are sovereign states on their own. Their diplomatic relations na them into what the one. A subpoena na opia beba, opia omba, intimation. Unlike they be an our empress, my subpoena or their court in the dance next emba, and you between ya show a boom brother or a contempt of court na them. What I say. But I want the intimation one.
But you need them.
You need them. Opia beba, opia omba.
Case,
they have that diplomatic immunity. They have that diplomatic immunity. Ghana embassy even Germany, they have that diplomatic immunity. Into German embassy, German government for one to Ghana embassy for our Germany or they banner. Germany courts now better specify you can't force them. So but we subpoenaed them all the same. Now we had wanted them to speak to documentations now just started case just started hearing in fact according to Evidence Act the moment ever mounted witness boss with documentations where evidence there was a Thatcher let's say what to now opponents no be can or at that moment no do raise objections.
Okay.
Inti the young case and normally they start with the plaintiff. Inti our plaintiff I no be open case. Inti in this case mama Akosua say ne attorney no that is mama George no say bonsu mo be kesa man no. Ana no do open case. Into attach mama Akosua say ne documentations as in ne marriage certificate ne power of attorney na translation a where no Germany into English now Ghana Institute of Languages one translation or together with other documentation via videos new they attach into amount say they raise objections with regards to documentations now my lady here in the day at the time an injunction or directed that we should have the authentication into one signal William Kusi as part of the argument it was a lengthy argument with regards to objections we raising how authentic those documents are and identity mama court in engine it was quite a lengthy argument now Senior William Kusi sorry no reply or the more one there when it comes to admissibility of evidence
Lumba won says some any court says some they trend with media news will be a candidate ebi e ko mama me Akosua Serwaa ebi ko ma odobroni ebi ko ma butua panyi bi ko ma eye Akosua brimpoma nene I Saturday na weekend Saturday that is the United Showbiz so any dey ani be kwakobo anan ne kwakoshe de Empress gift any ni team no ewo edema ye for sansensem we course na wotwi enyina ehun te gbarem yakọ United Showbiz ne kwakotie de